Hello everyone. So this is going to be the last live feed. I just took one little note on this day. Well, I took more notes, but just one idea for now that I want to share with you that spun off another great idea that I wanted to do this final live feed on from what I learned on the cruise. Now the other live feeds I did on the cruise, great location for live feeds, right? But this one I'm doing here in my home after the cruise because I just didn't have a chance to on my last day on the ship out at sea. And yes, this is a flower I got while I was on the cruise. Pretty nice, huh? Everyone should have a flower on their notepad when they take notes. It just does something to the brain to keep writing and absorb more. So, little style, little creativity for note keeping. And it makes this live feed more fun. Hi, Bonnie. Nice to see you. And hi, other viewers. So, here's the note that I took that I wanted to share with you and then expand upon into an incredible life observation and lesson to help you and myself look and feel younger and more energized as we get older, because most people feel old as they get older. We want to feel younger as we get older. So that's what this education and these notes are all about. So let's benefit from all of that together so we can together feel younger and look younger as we get older. So here we go. I'm Melissa. Fear. It can keep us back from our sincere interests and desires, and it makes us old. Hi, Charla. Fear can keep us back from our sincere desires, and it makes us old to be driven by fear. What fear does, it releases a cortisol, or a hormone called cortisol. Cortisol, it metabolizes our bone density, muscle tissue, connective tissue. Joints get old and crocky and sore. Most people, when they get older, they get sore joints and they need medications and stuff like that. A lot of that comes from stress and fear. Fear keeps us old, and it keeps us back from living our dreams. When we're living our dreams, then obviously we have less stress and we have more peace. It makes it a lot easier to live younger and feel younger and to have more energy and less pain or no pain as we get older. So that's important. And here's the extra note that I made that I wanted to expand upon. Hey, Dina. Great to see you. So here's what I expanded on with that idea. And that is, let go of bad beliefs and you'll unleash the power of your human brain to search for answers and find solutions through a peaceful process instead of a stressful one. Hey, Katie, really nice to see you too. So I'm going to read that one more time, then I'll expand on it because it's really important and so powerful. Let go of bad beliefs and you'll unleash the power of your human brain to search for answers and find solutions. So as you dream up things that are lovely, wonderful, worthwhile dreams, we have a tendency to let bad ideas get in the way of even doing whatever it would take to be able to accomplish those dreams or those goals and live that life of our design, so to speak. We have a tendency to rip ourselves off before anybody else ever could. There's people in our lives that are going to break promises, not do what they say they're going to do, let us down. There's circumstances and facts of our scenarios that it's going to happen to us at no fault of our own. And that's just how life is. And plus, we're all going to make mistakes. It just adds to that mess, right? But we have a tendency to use those reasons as to, oh, well, stuff, wonderful things like that can't happen to me because of X, Y, Z. And those are the beliefs that we use to rip ourselves off with whenever I guess we feel like it's easier. And we truly do rip ourselves off before anybody else ever could. We're so worried about the thief on the street that's after our wallet. We're so worried about somebody keeping a promise when they pale in comparison to what we do to ourselves. So, if we're mindfully thinking about our thoughts, like most people, they don't think about their thoughts. So they don't recognize when they have a bad belief that's keeping them back. Most people will never recognize when they're truly ripping themselves off before anybody else ever could. But if you're mindful about your thoughts, you're thinking about your thoughts, you're paying attention to your own thoughts and your own mental algorithms and your own justifications and your own mental gymnastics to justify whatever to make it easier to live with yourself, if you're consciously aware of those kinds of things, then you can recognize as it happens and you can be like, whoa, I'm starting this path of cognitive quicksand, these ideas that are completely ripping me off. I should stop that and reverse course, fine-tune something. Hi, Diana. Hi, Susie. Great to see you. And so that's where mindful thinking comes into play instead of some arbitrary feel-good nonsense. If I'm mindful of my thoughts and I start listing excuses and reasons why I believe I can't do something, then I can be like, whoa, I recognize this is not the right pattern. I'll never achieve what I want. And I certainly won't age more youthful. I'll age like an old person. Who wants to age like an old person? That's so boring, uninteresting, and so common. It's a dime a dozen. Actually, it's a fraction of a penny a dozen. It's so common. So to be able to recognize that and have the humility to be honest with yourself and start coming from a place of possibility, like, well, what if I changed this about me? What if I got this teacher that could show me something? What if I corrected this, or I learned how to respond to this differently and more peacefully and no stress? Then just maybe there's the possibility I could achieve this and that because it's so important to me, right? And then that goes to our aging process. We can look and feel younger as we get older instead of old and crotchety as we get older. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Melissa. So many people coming on. And I love all the hearts. And by the way, feel free to share this if you want to. Just put it out there. Click the share button if these ideas are worthy to be shared. I think they're great ideas. So that's why I'm making it after all. And I'm going to go into just a little bit more. But if you're really digging this stuff, my website is tombirkenmeyer.com. Just take out the space, spelling like it is on social media, tombirkenmeyer.com. Flower on my notes for those of you that missed it. Hey, Tammy, really nice to see you. I'm glad, wow, you really need to hear the story. Well, timing and the right time and place, so I'm happy for you. So, let go of bad beliefs and you'll unleash the power of your human brain to search for answers and find solutions. So, as you're going towards a dream, like you have the humility to dream again, to pull those dreams from the attic of your brain that you had when you were a kid that you put away, that maybe was beaten out of you when you got into adulthood. Well, first, congratulations on having the courage to dream again. But as you start, you take that first digestible step, you're going to run into problems. You're going to recognize, okay, this is a problem. This is a challenge. You can either use it as perfect justification to quit and then you get old. You're old at that point. Or you can unleash the power of your human brain and start asking questions. And when you do that, then you can truly start a process of making discoveries on this search for wisdom, this search for emotional maturity, this search to be a student and a teacher. And you can start to figure stuff out. I mean, the most simple, most beautiful formula for any kind of success as you're trying to reach your own defined dream life is that, okay, this is what I want. This is my dream. Step number 2, figure it out. I'm going to figure this out because it's worth it. Otherwise, you're just going to be tossed around like a rag doll by circumstances. And then you get old. That's not anti-aging. That's like pro-aging in a bad way. Then you get old when you let life's little wrenches and circumstances toss you around like a rag doll because you just don't see the importance in figuring stuff out. So you have no time. You have no money. You've got you've got children, you've got family responsibilities. Maybe you have a really bad past. Maybe you don't like yourself very much, and there's some questions of self-worth, self-loathing at play. All of that is just stuff to figure out. So then you got to start asking, what books do I need to read? What teachers do I need that has a track record of helping other people in my plight that could possibly help me? What seminars do I need to attend? Once you figure out what your problems are and what you are challenged with, then it's just time to go to work on figuring that out, learning and then applying whatever you learn. And the reason I add the application part is because, there's a lot of people that work hard at developing their brain and learning stuff, but then they do nothing with it. So we have a society, a fragmentation of our society that's really a collection of educated derelicts. There's people that are way smarter than I am, who are complete derelicts because they're doing nothing with it. Or they're slaving away at a job that they don't really like very much and they're controlled and manipulated by the paycheck that they need to pay their bills and eat and all that stuff. So whatever it is, money, time is a big one. It's just stuff to figure out. And the only thing there exists of more than money, because let's face it, our economy is just way overflooded, oversaturated with money. There's way too much of it out there. That's why the dollar is not worth very much anymore. Like a dollar doesn't get you as much as it did 50 years ago or 10 years ago. The dollar is so toxic and poisonous, there's less than 10% of its intrinsic value left. So there's tons of it out there. Money is not, it's really not a problem. There's more than, they print more of it than you could ever save or make in a million years. That's just the way that it is right now. But even as much as there is money out there, the only thing there exists more of than money is opportunity to get it so that you can fund whatever it is that you want, including living free and detaching yourself and having this beautiful lifestyle of being able to work for free or do stuff that doesn't pay any money at all and still have your bills completely 100% paid for and covered and everything else funded, and you want to give to charity or start your own charity and have it all completely funded. But you have to learn about things like passive income so that you can get more of it. And again, it's just something to figure out, right? That's all it is. My going on this anti-aging getaway cruise and being in a position to where I could do that and not have to ask permission from a gatekeeper that could say yay or nay, you know, like a job or a boss. My positioning to where I don't have to even consider, that's not even a thing for me. Everyone else has to ask for time off. They have to get permission from a gatekeeper that could say yes or no and worry about having bills paid and being covered and all that stuff. That makes people get old, having to worry about that crap, having to ask permission. It's like, that to me reminds me of slavery. The modern form of slavery is control and manipulation through the dependency of the dollar, or you can't pay your bills and having to ask permission at somebody else's leisure who can say yes or no if you want any time off. That's not even a thing for me anymore. It used to be, but that success formula, I figured it out. I decided what I want. I decided I don't want to be controlled and manipulated by money anymore. I don't want to grow old the way that most people grow old. Skip that. That's not for me. I don't want to have to ask permission from a gatekeeper to do stuff I want to do. I don't want to have to worry about being covered financially to do stuff that I want to do. So, okay, I know what I want. I had to go through a process of figuring it out, and I'm still going through various process of new things that I want to figure it out. So wherever it is that you're planted where you're at for a reason, no matter how deep the dirt is or whatever, you can figure it out. I promise you can figure it out. And when you start ditching beliefs that are keeping you back, and that could be excuses, that could be the rationalization, could be the mental gymnastics that you do to justify where you're at, to make it a little easier to live with yourself. Getting rid of a bad belief can get rid of all that garbage, that nonsensical bullshit that maybe you or other people have been selling you your whole life. And so once you get rid of those beliefs, then you can start this beautiful journey of making discoveries, this search to solve problems and to make dreams come true and to finally find answers. I mean, that power, I don't have special powers that you don't have. We're human beings. You've got that power in you, but your old, obsolete, very bad ideas can keep you, it can keep me from finding those solutions to those problems and the answers to those dreams. So ditch the beliefs. And before you ditch the beliefs, you may have to ditch an ego problem. So you ditch the ego problem, and then you give rise to the humility, because the humble will be lifted up. That's what they say, the prideful torn down. Then you can finally go through that process. And then you can age the way that most people don't. As you grow older, you can look and feel younger. I hope that makes sense. Most people who started watching this video have stuck with to the end. That usually doesn't happen, so I guess I did a good job this particular live feed. That's awesome. Maybe because I had the flower on my notepad. I don't know. But in closing, you guys, share these great ideas if it's worthwhile for you to share these great ideas, unless you think you're going to lose friends over it or something. I don't know. Would you lose friends over these ideas? I don't know. But if you want your friends to know about this stuff, sharing is caring, I think. So share. And my website is tomberkenmeyer.com. Just like it's spelled on social media, tomberkenmeyer.com. Take out the space, all lowercase. Mary Beth, you love listening to me? Thanks. Melissa, you like this video too? Thanks. Sandy, makes perfect sense. Thank you. I appreciate it all. And wow, I love all the hearts. This is really, really cool. The thumbs up ones are okay, but I like the hearts better. So send more hearts. I almost never use the thumbs up or the like button anymore. Ever since they added the heart button, I use hearts. And it's sincere. It's very sincere. I'm not a docile person. I'm intense. I love hearts. That's youthful, right? I mean, if you're going to be middle of the road, thumbs up, like, when there's a love button, if you're going to be middle of the road, that makes a person old. To have passion and desire and the drive to go for your dreams, that all contributes to youth, looking and feeling younger. And it really does have a scientific measurable effect over your body. It can be measured through your cortisol levels and the effects that has physically on your body and as well as mentally in your brain. All of that stuff really does metaphysically and empirically help you to look and feel younger as you get older. Mary Beth, you love everything I talk about. Well, I would say we have a really cool organic connection then. How wonderful is that? Yes, it's been proven. Absolutely. Hey, Elisa. Nice to see you as well. Man, there's so many people that got on this live feed. I pretty much talked about all I'm going to talk about in this particular live feed. I even hate to end this one because this one has been so great. I usually don't do live feeds where most of the audience sticks around to the end for whatever reason. But this one, yeah, this one turned out really well. So when I click finish, it's going to appear on my Facebook, probably like 10 seconds later because Facebook is pretty quick. So does anybody have any questions about anything I talked about or something that you would like me to expand more on? If not, I'm going to go ahead and end this so that we end on a positive note instead of, you know, maybe dragging this out too long to where it's ridiculous, because this has been an awesome video all the way through. So if anybody has a comment, something you agree with or disagree with or violently disagree with, or something you want me to talk more about, or some kind of engagement here, I'll give you just a few more seconds. I know there's a little delay in this thing, so I'll give you like a half a minute. Thanks for the hearts again. Hi, Tammy. And don't forget to put a flower on your notebook when you go out and learn stuff. Whenever I take a vacation, I feel like there has to be a higher purpose behind it, a mission. And it's not a stressful thing like when most people think of that as high stress, hectic, this. No, I was totally relaxed the entire time, and I was learning stuff and taking notes so I could share with you guys in these videos and these live feeds. But I can't just go on vacation and just do nothing with my brain. I'll have moments where I'm doing nothing with my brain, but somewhere on the vacation I have to do something with, because it makes me feel younger. It makes me look and feel younger. Hey, Lisa. Lisa, you didn't miss it. You missed the live feed part. However, this will be on my Facebook. It'll be archived. So as soon as I finish this, you can go back, reload my timeline. It'll be there. Sandy, I wish I had caught the beginning, but I can go back. Yes, you can. You got it, Sandy. Absolutely. What was I saying just now? Yeah. I think when people totally unplug their brains for long periods, because you have to have balance, plug your brain in, unplug, and go to both of those extremes on a regular basis. But I feel like if I were to go on vacation and unplug my brain the entire time and do nothing, because when your brain is unplugged, it's not being stimulated. When you're totally relaxed, there is a time and place, and it's healing to have those moments of relaxation. But if all you are is relaxed, your brain starts to waste, and then you get old. And that affects you empirically and metaphysically, the way you look and the way that you feel. So my vacations, and when I'm not on vacation, I have to do stuff that stimulates my brain, like a higher purpose and mission or something like what I'm doing here. You're welcome, Lisa. Mary Beth, at home, mom, so I have to imagine a vacation, go there in my mind. That's pretty cool. Our home is in the mind. No matter where we are, our home is in the mind. That's for damn sure. But you know what, Mary Beth? Maybe there's a way, like the whole theme of my video earlier was to figure stuff out. Maybe there's a way you could go on really nice family trips, take your kids with you, and, you know, if you're not in a position where you can do that, then figure that out. It's worthwhile. If that's something that you want. I don't know that it is, but like step one, state what you want, and step two, figure it out, and you'll do it. I promise. It'll be awesome. Okay, so I'm going to close this off now. My fancy flower in my notebook. If you love the content in this video, and you love health and fitness and wellness in general, and you love the idea of making passive money by spreading and perpetuating health and wellness, and railing against all those other people out there that are profiting literally by perpetuating sickness and poverty, but you want to be on the other side and perpetuate health and wellness and wealth, private message me, and I'll show you what I got. Also, if you're interested in next year's anti-aging cruise, we're going to Cabo San Lucas. It's in February of 2018. It's 2017 now. It's going to be a great trip. If you don't know how you can get there, as I said earlier in this video, let's figure it out. You can probably fill in the blank by now. Let's figure it out. Let's figure out what has to happen so that you can. If you're watching this video at a later date and that's already passed us by, there's always going to be something new coming up. So just ask me, find out what it is. Always something new and wonderful. And let's figure it out no matter where you're at right now. That's how we look and feel younger, man. We figure stuff out and we do it the peaceful, but invigorating way that stimulates our brain. And from that, we get these chemical responses that has an effect empirically and metaphysically over our body, so that as we get older, we look and we feel younger instead of old. People that don't go through processes of figuring stuff out to get what they want, they are the most aged people mentally, physically, empirically, metaphysically, the most aged people on the planet as they get older. And we don't want to do that. We want to figure stuff out, stuff that's worthwhile for us to figure out, as it's important to us individually, right? So there you go. You're welcome for another great video, Sandy. I appreciate it. So I'll hear from some of you, hopefully a lot of you, on private message real soon. And make it a great day, everyone. Be blessed. Bless somebody else. Kisses and hugs and hearts and youthfulness. Mwah.